Okay, so this is my video showing you kind of what I did to start off with the first aid. This right here is not in the actual first aid, but it's one of the things that's in Picmonic that really helps me. It's just like, I mean, obviously I should know systole and diastole, but just it really helped me writing it down and like knowing for sure and making like funny like notes and stuff. So like for me, systole is sisters, whatever. I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm just trying to real quick find something else that was in Picmonic that was just kind of like a good, just like learning thing. Oh, so this is a really good one in the first aid on page, if you have the 2016 version. On page 279, this is the stuff on the picture. So you see right here the atrial natriuretic peptide and the beta type or the B brain type. Actually, Picmonics doesn't go over that, but one thing I did do a video on was this, and it's the response of the body to high blood pressure, and it actually talks about the atrial natriuretic peptide and what it does in the body. And again, it actually uses like biochem in it, but it made me really understand. So like it leads to vasodilation by inhibiting catecholamines and increasing cyclic GMP, and it really helped me. And then down here I added the part from the first aid, but this would have made no sense if I hadn't had seen this in the Picmonics. So that was really cool. There's a lot of that at the beginning you're like, what is this in Picmonic? But it's just a good like background thing before you jump right into stuff. Okay, so I actually, as you know, had to redo anatomy, and I suck at anatomy, so I printed out the front and back of the heart. This is just embryo stuff about like the septation of the atria. I didn't like it in the book because it was just a lot of different like words and things happening, so when I draw stuff it really helps me. The only page I really have drawn on, and the reason why I've retyped all my notes, or retyped the first aid basically, is because I don't like having a bunch of notes in the photo. So here, this page is the fetal circulation when they're inside the mom, and I wrote that here and like used colors and stuff like that because I really didn't want to rewrite right beside the words what it was saying. These kind of things I made note cards for. Here's my note cards. Right now I have them, well, that's the aortic arch, but here's the fetal derivatives, and I'm included in that stack is also this stuff. And I made little things to help remember them. You will too. It's just like, you know, whatever. The only page I do have written on with notes is like this. This is the different layers of the pericardial layer. I have that, and then the valves and the locations where they are best heard. I actually made those in a note card, so ignore that. These things, the equations, I made on their own sheet of paper, really pretty, and then I'm making one sheet and actually laminating it with just the equations, no explanations. But here, right here, is the same thing, but colors and just kind of a lot less, because this is another side of it and it's horrible. Like, no one's gonna remember that kind of stuff like that. Here's another part. I did make note cards with graphs with this, but once I got more into the chapter, I actually started understanding like what inotropy was. So I think I somewhere in here made an actual like photo of it, who knows. So yeah, I got really into this. I literally never understood calcium, potassium, sodium channels, or like the rushing in and out of stuff, but like drawing it helped me so much. And also, what else helped me? Sorry. Definitely the outside membrane, and then inside, just so you can see what's in the cell, what's going out, what's coming in. And now it's just so crazy to me how I ever didn't understand that concept. So the splitting page, I just totally rewrote myself, and I kind of, you guys have seen my notes for neuro, so sometimes I add really weird stuff. This is a whole little map that was from UWorld. UWorld freaks out if you copy and paste stuff or try to screenshot it, so I just leave it open and draw the stuff. Okay, so this I need to type. I'm actually in the process of typing right now. But so right here, say, is the ECG tracings for AFib and atrial flutter and ventricular fibrillation. So I'm trying to find it in the book so I can kind of compare it. Oh, there it is. So yeah, I took the photo, and because I have also on my computer a digital version, so I can take all the photos and put it with the thing, so it's a good reference, especially for the pathologies. So here's the boot-shaped heart for the tetralogy of Fallot. That picture helps to be there. The xanthomas, it's nice to see the different ones because then I won't forget. Just little things like that. So basically that's what I've done, is rewrite the first aid book, but just to me prettier. I have a lot more room for notes, and then at the end, maybe when I'm done with everything, maybe I'll add most important things back into the first aid as little red notes, and I'll be so familiar with everything else. But sometimes some stuff just gets so repetitive, I'm trying to find one that's just aortic dissection is associated with hypertension. Basically everything in this chapter is associated with that, so it kind of just gets okay, let's focus on really important stuff that maybe we would notice about it. So probably bicuspid aortic valve is more important. I should maybe have highlight and underline. Obviously you guys will notice, you're smart. But yeah, that's what I've done. I'll send this to you. I made my own chart for the after and MI. I can send that to you as well. Any little notes like this is probably something from UWorld that I added in. And yeah, I like drawing, so I got a ton of pens over here. Most of these drawings I did get from Picmonic. And so usually I'll type these things from the first aid. I kind of look over it, and then I look at the Picmonic, and then if I like what the Picmonic does to help me remember, then I do that. If I don't, then I'll make up my own little things and draw it in, and then I'm done with that. So after all that, when I feel comfortable with those sections I've covered or whatever, I make myself quizzes. So here's all the embryological things, and then on this thing I write what they rise from, or what they turn into, and then this is what these arteries supply. So now for hypertension, I'll write down everything that I remember to be important about it. And then of course I'll forget a few things, so when I go back and grade myself, I'll in red write things that I missed. But I mean, if I'm staring at hypertension and I can fill all that out, it's pretty good. So I have everything just written blank. And I just, actually one thing I've been doing is at bedtime doing these note cards, and sitting with a pen and a like a, whatever they're called. Sorry, I forget words sometimes. A board, like what this thing down there. Whatever, those hard things that you write on. And I sit in bed with a pen and I do it, and sometimes I'll get too tired and I'll grade it like in the morning or whatever. But yeah, that's what I've done so far for cardio, and I feel pretty good about it, so.